Imagine a moment so profound, so utterly staggering, that it rewrote everything we thought we knew about the cosmos. A single image, a fleeting glimpse into the abyss that didn't just nudge our understanding, it obliterated it, rebuilt it, and left us staring in awe at our place in the universe. This is the story of a photograph that didn't just capture light, but captured our imaginations, our fears, and our wildest dreams. It's the tale of a gamble so daring it could have ended in silence. Yet instead it screamed across the ages, revealing secrets billions of years in the making. Buckle up, because this is the image that changed our view of the universe forever. Let's rewind to the mid-1990s, a time when humanity's reach into the stars was ambitious but shaky. We had a telescope, a marvel of engineering, floating high above the Earth, designed to peer deeper into space than anything before it. But this wasn't just any telescope, it was a beacon of hope, a machine built to answer questions we barely knew how to ask. Yet, its early days were a mess. Launched with fanfare, it quickly became a punchline. Its mirror, the heart of its vision, was flawed, sending back images so blurry they were almost useless. The world laughed, critics sneered, and the team behind it scrambled. 3 years and $1 billion later, it was fixed, but the scars remained. This telescope had to prove itself, not just to scientists, but to everyone watching. It needed a miracle. And then, someone had an idea. A crazy, reckless, brilliant idea. What if we pointed this telescope at nothing? Not a dazzling star, not a swirling galaxy, but a tiny, empty patch of sky, no bigger than a grain of sand, held at arm's length. A spot so dark, so devoid of anything obvious, that most thought it was a waste of time. The plan? Stare at it for 10 days straight. 10 days of precious telescope time, burning through resources with no guarantee of success. The skeptics were loud. Some said it was madness, a fool's errand that would yield nothing but noise. Others warned it could tarnish the telescope's fragile reputation even further. But the visionaries? They saw something else. They saw a chance to look not just far, but deep, back to the very edges of time itself. Why take such a risk? Because the universe doesn't give up its secrets easily. To understand it, you have to push boundaries, defy expectations, and sometimes bet it all on a hunch. The universe, you see, is a time machine. Every ray of light that reaches us carries a story, a snapshot of what was, not what is. The farther we look, the further back we see, millions, billions of years into the past. This telescope, with its newly sharpened eyes, was our best shot at reading those stories, at catching whispers from the dawn of everything. But to do it, we had to trust in the unknown, to believe that emptiness might hold the keys to existence. So they did it. They pointed the telescope at that tiny speck of darkness just above a familiar constellation and let it stare. For 10 days it collected light, faint, ancient light, that had been traveling since the universe was young. Each moment was a gamble, each hour a test of faith. What if nothing appeared? What if the skeptics were right? The stakes couldn't have been higher. But then, the data started coming in. Slowly, carefully, the team pieced together hundreds of images, stacking them like layers of a cosmic puzzle. And when they finally looked at what they'd captured, the world stopped breathing. It wasn't nothing. It was everything. That empty patch of sky exploded into a tapestry of light. Thousands of galaxies, each a glittering jewel stretching across billions of years. Some were spirals, elegant and serene. Others were chaotic, raw, caught in the act of being born, There were galaxies so faint, so distant, they were mere whispers of light, their photons having journeyed for nearly the age of the universe to reach us. This wasn't just a picture, it was a window into eternity, a glimpse of the universe's wild, untamed youth. It was shocking, humbling, and utterly beautiful. Let's pause for a second to grasp what this meant. That tiny speck of sky, no bigger than a pinprick, held over 3,000 galaxies. Not stars, not planets, galaxies, each home to billions of stars and countless worlds. If this was just one sliver of the cosmos, what did that say about the whole? The numbers were dizzying. Trillions of galaxies, quadrillions of stars, all swirling in an endless dance, across a universe so vast, it defied comprehension. And yet, here we were on a pale blue dot, holding this image in our hands, daring to look infinity in the face. The impact was seismic. Before this image, we had theories, guesses about what the early universe might have looked like, but this was proof, raw, undeniable evidence of a cosmos teeming with life, not just in the present, but in the deep past. Galaxies weren't just out there, they were evolving, colliding, bursting into being long before our sun was even a flicker. This image showed us the building blocks of reality, the raw materials of stars, planets, and maybe even life itself. It was as if the universe had handed us its diary, and every page was a revelation. But it wasn't just scientists who felt the ground shift. This image spoke to everyone. It landed like a thunderbolt, igniting imaginations across the globe. For a high school kid dreaming of the stars, it was a call to action, a reason to chase a career in the cosmos. For a parent gazing up at the night sky, it was a reminder of how small we are, yet how connected to something vast. For a skeptic questioning humanity's place, it was a challenge. Look at this and tell me we're alone. It wasn't just data, it was emotion, raw and unfiltered. It made us feel the weight of time, the thrill of discovery, and the ache of longing to know more. The telescope didn't stop there. This first image, this cosmic gamble, sparked a revolution. It proved that staring into the void wasn't madness. It was genius. Soon more images followed, each pushing deeper, seeing further. New telescopes joined the quest, their lenses sharper, their reach even bolder. By 2025, we weren't just looking at galaxies, we were mapping the universe's infancy, catching light from just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang. Instruments like the one that came after, launched in the early 2000s and 20s, took this legacy and ran with it, revealing galaxies so ancient they defy belief. Some born when the universe was barely 1% of its current age. These new images, built on the foundation of that first daring snapshot, showed us a universe not just vast, but alive, churning with creation from its earliest moments. What's wild is how this one image reshaped astronomy itself. Before it, deep space research was cautious, incremental. After it, everything changed. Scientists realized they could aim for the impossible, that the universe rewarded boldness. This image became the blueprint for how we study the cosmos today. It taught us to stack exposures, to chase faint signals, to trust that even the emptiest corners hold treasures. It's why we now have maps of the universe so detailed they make your head spin, showing not just where galaxies are, but how they've grown, merged, and died over eons. But let's get real for a moment. This image didn't just change science, it changed us. It forced us to confront questions we'd been dodging forever. Where did we come from? Are we alone? What does it mean to exist in a universe so impossibly grand. For some, it was spiritual, a glimpse of something divine in the chaos of creation. For others, it was humbling, a reminder that our planet is a speck in a sea of light. And for a few, it was terrifying, a stark truth that our story is just one of trillions playing out on a stage we'll never fully grasp. There's a story from those early days that sticks with you. Someone who worked on the project recalled their father's warning. Chasing the stars might unravel your beliefs, strip away the comforts of faith. And maybe it did in a way, but what replaced it wasn't emptiness, it was wonder. A new kind of faith, not in dogma, but in the beauty of questions, in the profoundness of life itself. This image didn't destroy meaning, it redefined it, showing us that to be human is to seek, to marvel, to stand at the edge of the unknown and say, "Show me more." Fast forward to today, and the legacy of that image is everywhere. It's in the data streaming from telescopes perched in space, scanning the skies for clues to dark matter, dark energy, and the forces that sculpt the cosmos. It's in the simulations running on supercomputers, recreating the universe's first moments. It's in the classrooms where kids gaze at those galaxies and dream of what's next. And it's in the quiet moments when we look up at the stars and feel something stir, a mix of pride, fear, and longing that only comes from knowing how vast the universe is and how small we are within it. What's next? That's the question this image keeps asking, even decades later. Every new telescope, every daring mission is a nod to that first leap into the dark. We're now chasing signals from the cosmic microwave background, hunting for the faint echoes of the Big Bang itself. We're probing exoplanets, wondering if somewhere out there, another set of eyes is looking back. And we're building machines so powerful, they make that first telescope look like a toy. Tools that might one day show us not just the universe's past, but its future. But no matter how far we go, this image will always be the one that started it all. It's the spark that lit a fire, the moment we stopped guessing and started seeing. It's proof that sometimes the greatest discoveries come from the simplest acts, pointing a lens at nothing and daring to believe it's something. It's a reminder that the universe isn't just out there, it's in us, in our questions, our courage, our relentless need to know. So the next time you feel small, insignificant, or lost, think of this image. Think of that tiny patch of sky, empty to the naked eye, yet bursting with worlds beyond counting. Think of the people who bet everything on a dream and won. And then ask yourself, what else is out there waiting for us to find it? Because this story isn't over, it's just beginning. And in a universe this vast, this wild, this alive, anything is possible. This script is crafted for an audience hungry for wonder, science enthusiasts, dreamers, and anyone who's ever looked at the stars and felt their heart race. It's perfect for a video that blends stunning visuals of galaxies with a narrator's voice dripping with passion, maybe even a touch of urgency. Picture slow zooms into that iconic image, layered with animations of light traveling across time, and a soundtrack that swells from quiet awe to triumphant crescendos. It's meant to leave viewers not just informed, but moved, ready to chase their own questions into the unknown. Picture a snapshot, so mind-bending, so utterly electrifying, that it didn't just shift our gaze, it shattered every assumption we held about the cosmos and stitched them back together into something new, something alive. This isn't just a photograph, it's a portal, a heart-stopping plunge into the deepest reaches of space and time. It's the kind of image that grabs you by the soul, shakes you awake, and whispers secrets so ancient they make your bones hum. We're diving into the story of a single frame that rewrote our place in the universe, a cosmic bombshell that still ripples through our dreams in 2025, revealing truths we're only beginning to grasp. This is the image that changed everything, forever. Let's set the stage in a world buzzing with questions, where humanity's thirst for answers was outpacing our tools. By the early 1990s, we'd sent probes to distant planets, mapped nearby stars, but the big picture, the really big picture, was still a blur. What was the universe like when it was just a spark? How did the chaos of creation settle into the galaxies we see today? We had equations, theories, and a whole lot of hope, but no clear view. Enter a telescope, not just any telescope, but a gleaming sentinel orbiting Earth, free from the haze of our atmosphere. It was humanity's sharpest eye, built to slice through the darkness and catch light so faint it was barely a whisper. But this machine wasn't content with easy wins. It was destined for something wilder. The idea was audacious, almost absurd. Take this billion-dollar marvel and aim it at a patch of sky so unremarkable it might as well have been a blank canvas. No glittering stars, no neon nebulae, just a speck near a famous constellation smaller than a freckle on the night sky. The plan was to let it stare, unblinking, for days on end, scooping up every photon that wandered by. This wasn't a quick glance. It was a cosmic stakeout, a high-stakes bet that nothingness might hold the keys to everything. The naysayers were relentless. Why waste time on empty space when there were so many brighter targets? But the dreamers behind it saw beyond the void. They knew that to touch the universe's origins, you had to chase the faintest glimmers, the ones that had been traveling since time was a toddler. What drove them? Curiosity, sure, but something deeper too, a hunger to know our roots, to see the universe not as it is now, but as it was when it was raw, unformed, bursting with possibility. Light is a messenger, you see. It doesn't just show us stars. It carries their history, their birth certificates written in wavelengths. The farther it travels, the older its story, stretching back to epochs when galaxies were just learning to spin. This telescope was our chance to intercept those messages, to read the universe's first drafts. But it wasn't easy. The process demanded patience, precision, and a willingness to fail. Hundreds of images, each a tiny piece of the puzzle, had to be captured, cleaned, and fused into one. Every step was a leap of faith. Every calculation, a prayer that the darkness would speak. And then, it did. The result was nothing short of cataclysmic. That barren patch of sky erupted into a cosmic mosaic. Thousands of galaxies, some bold, some barely there, each a universe unto itself. There were spirals twirling like dancers, irregular clumps pulsing with newborn stars, and faint smudges so distant they were practically ghosts. This wasn't just a view. It was a revelation, a glimpse of the universe at its most primal, when it was still shaping its destiny. The light in that image had been traveling for billions of years, some of it nearly 13 billion, from a time when the universe was just a fraction of its current age. It was like finding a photo album from the Big Bang's childhood, every page a shock to the system. The numbers alone were enough to make your head spin. In that tiny sliver of sky, there were over 3,000 galaxies, each packing billions of stars, trillions of planets, and who knows what else. If this was just a speck, then the whole sky. It's not millions, not billions, but trillions of galaxies, a number so vast it feels like a cosmic prank. And yet, there it was, staring back at us, daring us to make sense of it. This image wasn't just beautiful. It was a gut punch, a reminder that the universe is bigger, wilder, and more alive than we ever dared imagine. It showed us creation in action, galaxies colliding, stars igniting, the raw chaos of existence laid bare. The fallout was immediate and earth-shaking. Scientists scrambled to rewrite their models. Before this, we thought galaxies formed slowly, methodically, but this image told a different story. Galaxies were born in a frenzy, some so early they were still glowing from their first breaths. It hinted at a universe that was messier, more dynamic than our tidy theories allowed, and it didn't stop there. The image revealed objects so far away they pushed the limits of what we thought possible. Quasars blazing with the energy of 1 trillion suns, black holes devouring matter in the universe's infancy. It was proof that the cosmos wasn't just vast, it was relentless, churning out wonders long before Earth was even a speck. But the real magic? It wasn't just for lab coats and PhDs. This image hit the world like a tidal wave, splashing across headlines, classrooms, and late-night conversations. For a teenager, sketching constellations, it was a spark that turned a hobby into a calling. For a poet, staring at the stars, it was a muse, whispering of infinity. For a skeptic, it was a challenge. Explain this without feeling something stir. It made people cry, laugh, argue, dream. It was emotional dynamite, not because of its pixels, but because of what it meant. Humanity, tiny as we are, had reached out and touched the edge of forever. That's not just science, that's poetry. Fast forward to 2025, and the echoes of that image are louder than ever. Its descendants, newer, sharper images from telescopes launched in the 2020s, have taken us even deeper. These machines, floating 1 million miles from Earth, are catching light from galaxies born just 200 million years after the Big Bang, when the universe was a mere spark in the void. They're showing us the first stars, massive beasts that burned bright and died young, seeding the cosmos with the elements that make up our bodies. They're spotting planets too, worlds so distant we can only dream of their skies, yet close enough to fuel our hope that we're not alone. Every pixel builds on that first image, every discovery a nod to the ones who dared to look. What's new is how we're using these images to crack the universe's toughest riddles. Take dark energy, the mysterious force pushing the cosmos apart. That first image hinted at its influence, showing galaxies spread across vast distances, accelerating away from each other. Today, we're mapping those distances with precision, using galaxy clusters as cosmic yardsticks to measure how fast the universe is growing. Or dark matter, the invisible glue holding galaxies together. Those early images showed its fingerprints, bending light in ways we couldn't ignore. Now, we're tracing its webs across the cosmos, building 3D maps that reveal a universe stitched together by forces we can't see. And then there's the tech. Artificial intelligence, barely a whisper in the 1990s, is now our co-pilot, sifting through terabytes of data to spot patterns no human could. It's finding galaxies we missed, classifying them by shape, age, and chemistry. It's even predicting what we'll see next, guiding telescopes to the juiciest targets. Meanwhile, citizen scientists, ordinary people with laptops, are joining the hunt, spotting anomalies in images that algorithms overlook. This isn't just a scientific revolution, it's a human one, uniting us in a quest to understand the stars. But let's talk about what this image does to your heart. It's not just data, it's a mirror, reflecting our deepest questions. Why are we here? Is there meaning in this vastness, or just chaos? For some, it's a spiritual awakening, a glimpse of creation so grand it feels sacred. For others, it's a wake-up call, urging us to protect our fragile planet in a universe that doesn't care. And for a few, it's pure adrenaline, a challenge to explore, to push beyond our limits. It's all of those things at once. A paradox that makes you feel tiny and infinite, lost and found. It's the kind of image that stays with you, creeping into your dreams, nudging you to wonder what else is out there. The future? It's electric. We're building telescopes now that dwarf anything from the past. Giants on Earth and in space, with mirrors the size of houses, and sensors that can catch a single photon. They're hunting for the universe's first light, the glow from the Big Bang itself, preserved in the cosmic microwave background. They're chasing biosignatures, chemical hints of life on distant worlds. And they're probing the edges of black holes, where time and space twist into knots. Every mission, every image is a step toward answering the ultimate question: what is this all for? This image, that first fearless leap, is still the heartbeat of it all. It taught us that the universe rewards courage, that even the emptiest corners hold stories. It's why we keep looking, why we launch telescopes into the void, why we stay up late crunching numbers or just staring at the sky. It's a reminder that we're part of something bigger, not just passengers, but explorers, storytellers, dreamers. So when you feel the weight of the world, look up. Think of that image of those galaxies singing across time, and know that whatever comes next, we're ready, because we've already touched the stars. This script is for anyone who craves awe, stargazers, thinkers, and souls who feel the pull of the unknown. It's built for a video that pairs jaw-dropping visuals with a voice that carries both gravitas and fire, weaving in animations of galaxies forming and data flowing like rivers. The goal? To leave viewers breathless, inspired, and itching to explore the cosmos themselves. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the wonders of space. Your support makes it possible to continue sharing the marvels of the universe with the world. Until next time, keep looking up